In this episode of the Trail to the World show, Gabby goes on her first outing alone, and Willow stays home to practice lead changes and transitions. I'd like to thank Weaver Leather for sponsoring this episode of the Trail to the World show. At home, in preparation for the next show Willow will go to, I've been working on flying lead changes. Willow learned to do flying lead changes a while ago, but I would like to get them to have a little bit more jump or a little bit more elevation for my dressage scores to be a little bit higher. I'm also doing a lot of canter, walk, canter transitions so that she is more balanced in the canter and willing to do the transition both down and up. A flying lead change is essentially the same thing as a lead departure, only instead of going from a walk to a canter, you go from a canter to a different canter. You can see in some of these video clips that in between asking for the transitions, there are moments where, as an observer, you can see that there's some tension. At those moments, I am squeezing with my legs ever so slightly and massaging her mouth and inviting her to soften and drop back down into my hands. Willow's done enough lead changes to know what's coming, and the anticipation of knowing the cue is coming makes her want to try really hard to get there before I ask. Right here in this video, I actually did not ask for anything, but because Willow can feel that we are very prepared for a lead change, she went ahead and threw in the beginning of a lead change and then switched right back. In one of my podcasts, I discussed the idea of making mistakes in the right direction, and this is especially true in something as clear-cut as a lead change. While other maneuvers or movements might have a gray zone, the lead change either happens or it doesn't happen, and there are lots of ways for it to not happen. Accepting that practice is what's going to make things better helps keep me sane. All of these moments where I am coaching Willow by shaping and holding and molding her are how we are improving our communication. All these little wobbly moments are part of building a better language. This is Gabby at her very first horse show all by herself. No other ponies came on the trailer, right? What do you think? Ranch pony today? Feeling like you're gonna be a ranch horse? Gabby's been pretty confident and curious when I've hauled her, so I was pretty sure that she was going to be the same way when I took her alone. Interesting fact, this is the University of Findlay, which is also where I went to college. I spent 4 years riding around in this indoor. The university has a big outdoor riding arena, and Gabby and I took the opportunity to ride around the facilities, and she was particularly fascinated with the horse walker. My big decision of the weekend was, should I show Gabby two-handed in a snaffle bit and do simple lead changes, or should I show her one-handed in a shanked bit and do flying lead changes? I racked my mind all the way up until I walked in the pen. When I finally made the decision, I wanted to go two-handed so that if Gabby got nervous in the show pen, that I would be able to take hold with both hands and give her more clear guidance. I also decided that since I was already riding two-handed, I might as well go ahead and do a simple lead change rather than wonder if my flying lead change were going to work. All the way up to making the decision, I was feeling really indecisive. And even after I made the decision, I continued to second guess myself all the way into the ring. I believe that this is one of my worst performances personally as far as helping her, which is kind of ironic because the whole reason I went two-handed was so I would have the ability to help her, but as soon as I went into the ring, I defaulted more into show mode than I did into helping mode. We ended up finishing outside of the points for the weekend, but we did end up with a good experience. There are some pieces of training that you you just can't do at home. The experience of the travel, the experience of walking into the ring alone, the experience of the excitement and the nervousness of other riders and other horses and me are things that she needs to be exposed to in a non-threatening way. So even at shows where it would appear they were unsuccessful, it's pretty easy to find success in the trip. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.